Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Kyle Carroll with MyMMAnews.com for Carroll's Corner MMA Podcast. I'm here with Jason Downer, fighting at Jackhammer Promotions, Fist of Fury 3. But before we get started with Jason, I'm going to make sure you go to PureSpectrumCBD.com and use our code CCMMA for 10% off all products. And if they have a sale going on the website, our code will get you 30%. So make sure you use the code CCMMA at PureSpectrumCBD.com. The link is in the description of the tonight's show on Facebook, so check that out. But we are here with Jason Downer of Long Island MMA. Jason, thanks for joining us.
No problem, man. Anytime.
And you got a big title fight coming up against Kyle Troyan, who's currently the champ of Jackhammer Promotions at welterweight. Tell us a little bit about your fight coming up and how you feel going into it.
I feel really good, everything I took, I was cutting too much weight, back to back, just trying to fight every month. And now I finally most fighters fight 4 times a year or so on. Kickboxing, I know a lot of kickboxers fight a lot more often. But now I just, take a little bit of time off and recover my body, fully recover. And I feel 100% going into this fight. I can't really wait to show what I've worked on in the past, 4 months, or even the past 2 weeks, even yesterday, because I improve on a daily basis. So I'm a sponge. So, I can't wait.
And your last fight at Jackhammer Promotions went to a draw against actually Kyle's teammate, Malik. You seemed pretty upset after that fight. Tell us a little bit about how you felt and why you were so upset after that.
So this is the thing. I wanted to explain this too. I fight for a lot of, the last time you asked me why I fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that I grew up in a third world country. So I see a lot of kids that less fortunate, and I'm actually trying to fight to bring MMA there. I want to be one of mixed martial arts to bring there. Also, I fight because my mom is very sick, and I'm trying to pursue that so I can, one day I can make my mom just don't have to work anymore, and she's very sick. So I fight for a lot. I don't just fight. So I do get emotional. It's not like, people after that fight, they think I was like a bad person or like,
mm-hmm.
I'm like eat a head person or something, but I'm actually not. I'm pretty level-headed. But I got emotional because I work very hard, man. I work very hard. I never stop training, and I am very passionate about what I do. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, I was just mad because I thought I wanted to fight. But if I didn't, I'm cool with it. Like I walked up to Malik. I took a picture with him after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a heated person or mad about the results, I was mad, but it was like whatever, it's amateur. But if I was that mad, I wouldn't walk up to him and try to take a picture with him after the fight. And I asked him, I said, do you want a rematch? Like, do you want to do this again? If that's a person that's mad, if I was mad at him, I wouldn't even walk up to him and try to take a picture with him and his family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, I did get emotional. I listen, man, I have a lot I'm fighting for, man, and I'm fighting for my community. I'm trying to bring a lot of stuff back to my community in Jamaica, and I'm trying to help the less fortunate in my country. So I'm not just fighting to fight. I'm fighting for a lot. I'm fighting for a lot. And especially this fight, my brother just passed, in a horrible car accident. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
This fight, yeah. Horrible is my closest sibling. He just passed. So I'm dedicating this fight to my brother that just passed. His name is Nicholas. Hopefully rest in peace, and I'll definitely see him in heaven. So I fight for a lot, man. So if I get emotional, it's not like I'm a bad person or whatever. But I expect to win. I train very hard, man. I train very hard.
Definitely.
I know you watch my Instagram stories sometimes. So I know you see what's going on. So I do take it very seriously. So that's the only.
I appreciate the emotion that you're showing and you expressing how it's your emotions, because I think it kind of gets lost nowadays where people just expect you go in there, you win, you lose, you shake hands and you walk out, and like you said, you put so much into it. You see it on the football field or any other sport. People get emotional when you play, and I think emotions is a huge part of how you play, and I give a lot of respect towards that, and I appreciate that as a sports fan.
Yeah, I've been an athlete for 18 years, man. I've been running track. I did football. I did soccer. And I've just been a plain out athlete like all my life. I've been an athletic person, so I've been doing athletics forever. So I'm a very competitive person. When it comes to being like a competitive person, I'm very competitive. You know what I mean? I've always I've always been at the top of whatever I do because I'm very dedicated. I'm always a sponge. I'm always learning. And I don't just learn it, I apply it. I know how to apply stuff, you know. I'm not the person you tell something and then they said, okay, cool, and they don't do it. Like you tell me something and I'll do it, you know what I mean? And I want to just say thanks to Ryan LaFleur, man. Like since my first day of like kickboxing, not even know what I wanted to was to know where I'm at right now. I just want to thank him for every single bit of experience that I have because he literally like nurtured me and showed me the right way and through this whole system, you know what I mean? Even under my shirt, under NRU kickboxing system now, I'm 11-3 striker under that system. So it's a great system we have over a gym, and I really appreciate everybody that helped me out over there, all my coaches, especially Ryan LaFleur.
Awesome, and you pretty much mentioned what motivates you: your country, Jamaica, your mother, your brother who just recently passed. What inspires you? Because I believe motivation and inspiration are different. But what's inspiring you to get in there, train every day hard, and just continue that grind and make your way towards your goals?
Well, every day I get up. I remember when my mom just took art surgery, and my mom inspired me a lot, and my dad, and so on. But especially my mom, because I remember when she had her surgery, and she was very sick, and every day she would have to get up and she still go to work. She stats just dropped her to work at 8 before I did this interview, and she's still working, and she's very sick. My mom is very sick, man. Like she can't breathe well and so on. So to see her get up every day and go to work and still work. Also, my stepdad is very hard working too. Everybody around me is a hard worker, especially my mom. To see her go to work sick like that every day, it's just like it inspires me. If I'm young, I'm very athletic, very dedicated. So if my mom is sick and she can get up every day and go to work, why can't I get up and go to the gym and train very hard?
Mm-hmm.
And I have top level guys. Top level, I'm talking top. You know my gym, like I mean. Guys from Ray Long will come over there. Guys from Belmore Kickboxing come over there. Like I have a lot of guys coming into Long Island MMA. So all I have to do is just absorb it, and that's all I need to do. So that's what inspired me to see my mom get up every day and go to work, and I have a lot of hardworking people around me, man. So that inspired me just to go ahead and just work hard towards my goal and just do the best, just be my best. I mean, I'm not focused on being what people want me to be. I'm more focused on being my best, living up to my full potential. My full potential is very, 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 I can see myself where I really like to the top of this game. And I'm telling you, man, this is just the beginning, and I'm just working on it one day at a time, just taking it all in. As I said, I'm a sponge, taking it all in and just keep moving on,
Awesome. But yeah, there's no doubt that you're athletic. There's no doubt about that. Now, you've been competing in kickboxing. Tell us a little bit. Are you going to be planning on transitioning to MMA anytime soon? And if so, what's the timetable for that?
Yes. So to be honest with you, what I did differently this camp is that I know you probably watched my Instagram stories. I've been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. Like I do jiu-jitsu normally, but this camp, like I just did, I'm consistently doing jiu-jitsu. So I'm making my MMA debut on April 15th for Triton. That's the goal.
Oh, nice.
That's when I'm doing my. Yeah. So I messed up. September 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, September. I think that's a Triton 9 or so on because they have July 13 and then. So the one in September, that's the goal. We were going to fight in August, but I was like, let me just take my time, man. I like to learn stuff, I don't like to rush anything. I'm only 22, so I got time. I learn very fast. I have a lot of guys around me, that are helping me out. So all I have to do is just take my time. So told him September is a good time to start my MMA career, and that's what I'm trying to fight. I just do kickboxing because I'm a good striker, I think I'm a really good striker. So
awesome.
That's do it. So I'll be doing back and forth. I still got to decide whenever I go MMA if I'm still gonna do kickboxing and so on. I think I will. What I mean? So, but that's the goal. That's the main.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about your day-to-day and your week of training leading up for a fight. What's your routine the week before? How are your practices scheduled, and how do you handle everything?
So I train full time, so my work is scheduled around my training. So I pretty much I never really train for a fight. If I'm being honest with you, I just turn it up a little bit. Because if I'm being honest, man, I train hard every day. I train hard, so I can fight these 6 minute amateur fights are nothing, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're literally nothing. I won't tire in these things. You know, what I mean, I will not gas in a 6 minute fight, and I that's why I want 5 rounds too. You know what I mean? So it's at the same time train hard every day. I just turn it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? If I did 2 miles, I do 3 or 4. If I did 5 miles, I do 6 or 8 miles. You know what I mean? I just turn it up a little bit more, tune up, see what my opponent is, see what they do good or what da 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 da. And then I just fight, man. It's nothing changed. I train mainly Monday through Friday. Um, you know, um, I do a lot of jujitsu, as I said. So I take a lot of classes, jujitsu bag work, and I do my own thing too on the side. So whatever LaFleur tells me I should work on, I usually spend an hour of my do like every day after training or in between training session and just work on whatever he tells me to work on and just try to stay consistently. You know, what I mean, on the weekends I do my running. I train 7 days a week, but I train at the gym 5 days. Then I do my own thing over the weekend. So I can't not like do something, man. Yeah, as I said, I've been an athlete all my life. That's why I feel like this is me, man. Like I'm very athletic, and this is what I need to do. This is what I am made for this. You know, what I mean, I make myself for this, so I cannot be very, very doing something that's very physical or so on. So yeah.
Awesome. For those who are tuning in right now, because we are Facebook Live, this is Jason Downer of Long Island MMA. He'll be fighting on Fist of Fury 3 for Jackhammer Promotions on June 24th. That's a Sunday at Mulcahy's Pub in Wantagh, New York. Jason, tell us a little bit about some short-term goals, some long-term goals. I know you're making that MMA debut in September, but what are some short-term goals within the ring and then long-term goals as a career?
So short-term goals is pretty much taking it. As I said, I'm taking everything slowly. So my short-term goal is to make sure everything that I've learned, I'm able to apply it. You know what I mean? I don't want to learn something last month and forget it. You know what I mean? So it's like jujitsu. Every time you go to a junior jujitsu class, they say do your last move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to be able to do the last of the last of the last of the last of the last move. My short term goal is to make sure I build my library so in a fight I can adapt to any circumstance. My short term goal is to get as much different guys as possible to fight to get the experience. Although nothing really fazed me, you know what I mean? I had a quiet guy already. I have a guy that's pretty chill. Now I have this fight, a guy that talks a lot of smack and he talks a lot of shit, which doesn't affect me at all because I grew up in Jamaica and I grew up in real Jamaica and we do shit differently there. So this does not faze me at all. It's actually cute and funny to me that he actually talk all this stuff, but it's all good. It's fun. All I want him to do is just show up. That's it. I always just want people just to show up, man.
To be honest, I haven't caught anything he has said.
Yeah, on his Instagram, he just calls me a juice head and shit. But I've been an athlete all 18 years, man. I've been working hard. You know what I mean? I look very good. And it seemed like on the interview yesterday, I think we walk around the same weight. So I don't really know what he's saying, if he's just trying to do something or he's trying to convince himself. If he's trying to convince himself that he can win this fight, I'm perfectly fine with that. Let him do his thing. Everybody wants to be a Conor McGregor. Everybody wants to be a Kobe Covington. Everybody wants to talk a lot of smack. I'm the guy you just show up to fight and let's see what happens. Because at the end of the day, you're going to fight me, man. If you're going to fight me, just fight me. You know what I mean? It's all good. I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Now, what are some fighters that do inspire you? I'm sure you're a big fan. We were talking before we started about watching PFL. What are some fighters that you look up to and you try to mimic your game after?
So, obviously, I look up to my trainer, Ryan LaFleur, because he pretty much taught me every single thing I know. So I look up to him dearly, you know what I mean? That's my guy. That's literally my guy, you know? So I look up to him. Other fighters that I really like, I like DC, like Daniel Cormier. I like Steve. I like a lot of fighters, man. I like TJ Dillashaw based on footwork. So like on footwork,
Mm-hmm.
like I would watch him. So there's I a lot of I look up to a lot of fighters. I'm a true fan, man. Not only I fight in the sport, but like I know like the UFC roster from back to front, you know. So I watch every single card, watch every single fighter, watch every interview. I'm very into it. So I really I really like a lot of fight. I like Yoel too, although he missed the weight by 0.2 pounds today, which is which is rough, man. I can't imagine you're about to fight for a title
It takes
fight.
the title off the table for him.
Yeah, man, that sucks for him, and I don't understand. He carries so much muscle, and he's a little older now. I mean, time
Mm-hmm.
is catching up to him, so it's like rough for him to get down to the weight. But I think they have to do a double cut for Wheeler, man. I think they have to cut and then cut the week off. I feel like they're just, I don't know, but I feel like they're just cutting all the way at once, and it's just not happening. I feel like because he's older, they probably should diet him down and cut from a closer weight.
Well, like you said, he's carrying a ton of muscle, and as you
Yeah,
know, muscle it makes it a lot tougher to cut weight
yeah,
when
it
you're that
holds it
built.
all that water and all that stuff, man. Muscle needs water, man, and it holds it all in. So, yeah, but I look up to my main fighter is Daniel Cormier as far as a fighter. I mean, I just like his personality. As far as in the UFC and as I said, Ryan LaFleur is my guy. I mean, I look up to him dearly. So, you know.
Awesome. Now tell us a little bit about yourself outside of MMA. You said you work as well. You're full time training. Tell us a little bit how you balance everything. And I'm sure you went to school as well. Like how do you juggle all this?
Yeah, so I went to school for a few semesters and I stopped. I mean, I could have took quite a few credits. I mean, I even got a really good GPA and so on. But I stopped a little bit because I just want to focus mainly on fighting now. I mean, I told my mom like, yeah, I'm young right now, and if I go to school now or whatever, I waste my talent right now and I don't give it my all. When I'm like 30, I can't look back and say and try this out. I mean, this is a young man's sport. You can't do this
Mm-hmm.
forever. So I told her like, I'm gonna take semesters off and I'm gonna take some few class coming up this January and just balance it out. But everything's pretty good. As I said, my work, I work at Old Navy. I mean, since I started training, they know who I am. I'm good friends with everyone in management, district manager, and so on. So they know my training comes first, and I'm pretty much scheduled around my training. So I really never have a problem getting to training or training. I mean, everything is pretty good for me as far as balancing. I mean, I have no problem with nothing at all. I
Awesome.
mean, yeah.
Now, something I've been asking, me and Chris Wade were speaking about it. I spoke to the two gentlemen I interviewed yesterday about it. Is CTE, is that something that crosses your mind, no pun intended, but does it cross your mind with the fact that you guys are dehydrating yourself so much and then you're getting punched in the head a numerous amount of times where football players, they're hydrated, they're at their peak athletically, and
Yeah.
they're still facing this from a few hits a game. Is that something that ever crosses your mind?
Well, personally, it does, but I at the same time I don't worry about it because it's the culture of the sport, and I feel like I mean, on a broader scale, it's not never gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
If you're being real, everybody's always gonna try to cut weight, even if we create other weight classes. Everybody's always gonna want to get the advantage. Everybody is always gonna want to be the bigger guy. Which, unless they do like one, I know one have it where you got to be 10 or 15%. I'm not sure, but you have to be really in the range of your actual weight. Like you can't cut. They don't do a
Mm-hmm.
ton a ton of weight cuts. So one is pretty good with that, but I don't think to the UFC. As I said, they're getting a weight. They're stopped doing the morning weightings now, which I don't know if that benefits the fighters or it's worse. And obviously, you'll miss weight today, so that even pushed Dana White a little bit more. I think he's gonna be a little bit pissed about that too, about his main event. Um, but yeah, it crossed my mind. But at the same time, it's a part of the sport, and you get into the sport knowing that you're gonna have to cut weight. I mean, it's just a thing because everybody cuts weight. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to not cut weight and then show up and then you're fighting a guy that's 20 pounds heavier than you. I mean, that cut 15 pounds and he's hitting you. and it's different, man. A 15-pound difference is a big difference. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I feel like that's worse, but at the same time, if we're both cutting weight from the same range, say we're cutting from 185 to like 170 years, anywhere, if we're both the guys are cutting from that weight, you know what I mean, we're hitting each other regardless. So regardless if we're hydrated or not, it's still gonna be you're still gonna be hitting each other. So you know what I mean, it's definitely, as I said, it's a young man's sport, and you gotta get out, man. You gotta get in and out.
Definitely.
You can't stick around for too long. If you stick around for too long, trust me, you will not be yourself. You know what I mean? You're getting kicked in the head by shit and shit. Like, it don't work like that. Body's not made for that stuff, man. So, you got to be careful, you know?
Definitely. No,
Yeah.
being such a fan of MMA yourself, what are your thoughts on people like Mackenzie Dern and Till from England, who these guys who don't make weight and they're missing by like 10 pounds now, and they're winning? I personally think something needs to be a little more drastic for the purse, as well as cutting weight, because now they didn't lose as much and suffer as much, and they're winning these fights. And I think it's a disadvantage for the person who makes weight, does the right thing, and they walk away. They're only losing 20%, 30%, depending on the person.
Well, I think it's rough, man. I feel like it's all discipline. It's a part of being a martial artist. You know you have to make weight, so that's why you eat your salad. You know what I mean? There's a reason for that. That's why if you're a professional athlete, you should, by the time you get to pro, you should know how to cut weight. You should understand this already. That's why you do amateur. If you're an amateur and you miss weight during amateur days, now you learn. So when you go pro, you don't miss weight, man. Like, by the time they have like 6-7 professional fight or whatever, there's no really excuse there until I have so much fight. There's no really excuse, especially he was fighting in his backyard, man. Like, if I'm fighting in Jamaica, there's no way I'm missing weight. You know what I mean? Even if I have to say, listen, man, I have to not do a lot of media. I need time to cut weight. I need time to focus on this. I'll just let them know. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you do the media and you miss weight, the media is going to criticize you. So I would rather not do the media or as much media.
You criticize and make weight.
Until was already popping, man. Everybody was already going to watch the fight regardless. You know what I mean? So I would just say, just focus on cutting the weight, man. But he's a big boy. If I'm being real with you, man, like, I wouldn't want to be fighting that, man. I would have been doing the same thing Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is doing. I would be backing up and tagging him, man, because he's a big man, man. He walks around like close to 220, 215. He's a big boy, man. Most welterweights are 205, 195,
Yeah.
From like 215. It's a big boy, man. He should be a welterweight, like Robert Whitaker. You know what I mean? I always look at Rumble Johnson. Remember Rumble used to cut to 170? That's rough, man. I'm like, when he went up, he started just TKOing people, like just touching them, and they keep falling. So look at Robert Whitaker, look at Kevin Gastelum right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At the same time, if you go up in weight, I feel like he would be just as good at, middleweight if you go up there. But he's number one now, so obviously he's going to fight Tyron or whoever. Tyron or after Colby Covington and Rafael dos Anjos. So you got in that fight, by the way. Let me pick your brain. Rafael dos Anjos, Colby?
It's interesting. Colby is a wrestler. I know dos Anjos likes to wrestle people, so I think that might cancel each other out. I'm curious. I think it's gonna be a coin toss. I really do. I keep going back and forth. I really don't have a definitive person who I think I win. I think Colby might sneak it out.
Yeah. The thing with this, I feel like Rafael have better striking and better condition, though. He trains like a maniac. So I feel like his conditioning, as long as he gets fully hydrated back and his conditioning, if his mind is right, I don't know, man. I have Rafael personally. Not that I hate Colby. I'm cool with whatever he's doing, man. Listen, whatever you got to do to make your money to feed your family or whatever you got to do, just do it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody, to be honest, everybody always complain about people this, but who are you to tell them what to do, man? Everybody have their own life. You do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, you know what I mean? So, good luck to both of them, but I feel like I have Rafael in this one, man.
To be honest, if Rafael won, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I think it's a coin toss. I think it's being a great fight. I think it's going to be a beast of fight.
I didn't know Megan Anderson is that big. Like,
Yeah.
she's top no volume, man.
Yeah, she's a big woman, that's for sure.
She's big, man. I was looking at the waist not too long ago, and I was like, damn, she's tall, man. Very tall. I was like, damn, I think she's taller than even Cyborg.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been wanting her and contesting for her to fight Cyborg. And I know they've kind of avoided that. Not avoided it, but just kind of went around it. I'd like to see her fight Cyborg.
Yeah, that would be a good fight, man. That would be a good fight.
Now, since this is a title fight for you, is there any pressure on you to win, or do you think all the pressure's on him to defend?
To be honest with you, if I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I don't focus on titles or anything like that.
Okay.
Even when I was fighting the league, like, I don't worry about that stuff. I worry about doing my best. And trust me, my best, if I show up on all cylinder, it's gonna be a show. That's what I focus on. I focus on fighting, because if I don't win the fight, I can't get the title. I don't worry about the title. Even if I'm the champion, I don't worry about the title. Those stuff don't bother me. I'm never the guy to worry about it. I'm worried about getting to the UFC. Once I get to the UFC, then I start being like, all right, cool, ta-da-da-da. But at this level, okay, cool, like, you want an amateur title. You know what I mean? I don't worry about that stuff. It's on him to defend his title. Personally, I feel like I won the title, so you know what I mean already. But it's whatever. But it's whatever, man. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. There's no pressure on me, man. As I said, look at my gym, man. I have really, really good people at my gym. Like,
awesome.
Legit people, you know. I have great training partner. I spar way, like, crazier, better dudes, like that high level strike. Like, I have no knock on him, but I like, in my gym, there's top level people. Every you walk into my gym, see people with this shirt with these level 3s on them, man. We have a whole lot of killers over there, so I'm good. I'm good, man.
Awesome. Good. 2 more questions before we wrap it up. What is one thing about yourself that nobody knows, but you'd like to share with everyone?
So I was thinking about this because you asked me this the last time, man. I laugh a lot, man. I just laugh. I'm a fun person. I laugh a lot. But I feel like people think I'm unapproachable or whatever because I'm always the guy that sticks out in the room. People always think I'm like a rough guy or I'm unapproachable or so on. But I'm a pretty chill person. You know, I mean, I'm pretty level-headed, pretty chill person. I'm always here to help people. Careful person. At the end of the day, all I'm trying to do right now is just trying to fight to bring mixed martial arts to Jamaica, to help the less fortunate kids in Jamaica, so I can get some gym there. Hopefully they can start, they're getting good and they can fight for the UFC, brings jobs back to Jamaica. They can open up their own gyms, and they're just another way of making it out of a third world country and fighting. I mean, just like a lot of guys from Brazil, where it's rough there and there's suffering, but there's a lot of Brazilian fighters that come here now and they're thriving. So I just want to do the same thing for my country, man. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. There's nothing
awesome.
To it. Pretty level-headed person, you know.
Badass. And then the last thing is, to wrap it up, is do you have any sponsors you want to shout out, and anyone you want to recognize?
So yeah, I want to shout out RDX Sports. You know what I mean? They're gonna sponsor me, so I really appreciate them for, like, even taking interest into sponsoring me with some stuff. And I want to thank my gym, Long Island MMA, for sponsoring me and just taking care of me. Want to just overall thank all my coaches, every one of my coaches, because I know they put a lot in me, and I feel the support, and I just want to show them my best, and I just want to really tell them I really appreciate every single one of my coach, every one of my teammates, everybody that helped Jamaica Funk out, man. That's
awesome.
That's all I gotta say, you know. Just bless up, thank to everybody who helped me out, you know.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure having you on, Jason, speaking with you, man, and getting to know you a little bit more, and looking forward to seeing you fight.
No problem, man. I'm sorry I couldn't make the last interview, but you see, I make it.
No worries, man. I got you now. That's all that matters. No and for problem. Those who are watching, make sure you check out PureSpectrumCBD.com. Use my code CCMMA for 10% off all products. Cool thing is, if they have a sale on the website, you get 30% off. So check it out, PureSpectrumCBD.com. The link is in the Facebook profile. So check that out. Once again, Jason, appreciate you coming on and speaking with us, and it's a pleasure. Good luck in your fight.
No problem, man. See you at the event. Have a great night. All right?
Sounds good. Have a good one.